We have taken this Bank of the Future initiative now for different reasons. First, because the banking sector in Belgium especially is in a quite good shape, honestly, and even in a situation which is not always easy. As we all know, interests are very low, which means less revenues for banks, but at the same time the risk of doing business for banks is lower, which is good, and banks have worked quite a lot on their cost base, which means that all in all their performance are good. So we have a good base situation, but at the same time the disruption is there. Disruption is there, so it is creating a lot of uncertainty on the future, and that's why the banks are expecting from Deloitte, who is the market leader, that we are assembling all our views, all our surveys inside that we have around the globe, and that we are coming with one vision about, according to us, how do we see the sector in the future. Let's also not forget that banking is at the center of society. We are using payments every day, so it concerns everyone, and so it's also probably good for everyone to have a certain view about how the sector is going to evolve. Yes, the Bank of the Future initiative is a Belgian initiative with a few colleagues who have worked quite a lot on that. Let's just name Casper Peters from consulting, Olivier Simons, who have been instrumental, Rudy Bant also to ensure that all what we are saying is a bit regulatory compliant, which is very important. But all the FSI partners, the members of the FSI management team, they all reviewed, gave their insights and enriched, obviously, our survey, our point of view. This is clearly our MDP model. But it will not stay there. We have already discussed that with different member firms, and we will give obviously priority to Northwest Europe. Some countries from Northwest Europe are very interested that we help them to take the same initiative in their own country, but clearly with our help and with our insights. Disruption is clearly there in banking, and for different reasons. And obviously the first reason is the customers. All of us, we want to have different kind of banking, of payment services, much more frictionless, much more mobile, on our iPhone with different apps, so customers want that. Secondly, technology is enabling that. Clearly technology is enabling banks to work completely differently with clients. You also have the fintechs. The fintechs, for the time being, they've worked much more in partnership. As you can see in the Deloitte survey that we have done together with the World Economic Forum, they are working in partnership with banks, but we'll see what the future will be. Google, like one of the GAFAs, clearly they are much more interesting by the data which is behind the mobile payments. So in other words, they are also much more working in partnership with banks. Telecom operators, frankly, we don't know. Proximus today is speaking much more about partnership with banks, but we see that in France, Orange, the largest telecom operator, they have clearly taken over a bank, Groupama, and now you have Orange Bank. And last but not least, you have all the new platforms, the new ecosystems, like for example Amazon, who is completely integrating payment services in their platform. So again, they are not really interested by the bank itself, but they want to integrate that in their ecosystems. All that is creating a disruption. Banks are clearly taking disruption very seriously, and in fact they are transforming themselves. Again, let me give you just a couple of points. Maybe the first point is that they are really putting again the customer at the center of their strategy and their operating model. This is very good news. That's the lessons learned from the crisis. They realize that playing with trust is something which is impossible, and they take that very seriously. Secondly, they are also fully integrating the benefits of digital in their strategy, which is quite new also for most of them. The third point is that they are clearly working on their organizational model. If you are looking to ING, but all the others are doing that also, they've completely reorganized themselves in order to have an organization which is much more simple, much more understandable, much more agile, working all together in a multidisciplinary way also on their side. And ING, for example, in March 2018, Eric van den Eyde confirmed us that 2/3 of the people are going to work directly for clients, which is great. Data analytics, that's also something which is key. There is still a huge way to go in order to better use data for being at the same time more efficient and more effective for clients. And on payments, frankly, they don't know where we are going to land. So what is the system which is going to prevail? What is the technology which is going to be dominant? All CEOs are saying they are looking to that with a lot of details, but they don't know yet really where we are going to land. Yes, the article which is published in Trends and Trends Tendance is really a reflection of what we think. We are positive, we are optimistic for banking in Belgium for two reasons. Because we have good banks, we see that in the performance, but more importantly because we believe that they are clearly transforming themselves, they are really integrating all the impact of disruption, and they are likely going to work in intense partnership with many other players who want to play also a role in banking into the future. Yeah, for the Bank of the Future initiative we indeed met 8 CEOs. And I've been quite impressed to see how it was easy to meet them, to enter into their agenda. They all agreed to be part of this initiative. The discussions were very interesting. It was close relationship, and I must say they shared a lot about their future strategic plan. I've been impressed by that, and in all honesty I think it says a lot about the trust that our clients have in us, and this is just thanks to the work that all of us is doing every day on the market, from business analysts until partners. And that's great news.